listening to Coffee and Conversation with Recovery Advocate Network, the nonprofit organization that strives to address the staggering disparity in resource availability for individuals suffering from mental health disorders, processing disorders, addictions, trauma healing, and sexual identity challenges. Together, we strive to end the stigma associated with these challenges so that true healing can begin.
Welcome back to Coffee and Conversations Between the Lines Blog Club series. This is episode number 76, where Gregory Jbara will read Joshua Young's blog post entitled, A Journey Through Dual Addiction and Recovery. Gregory's journey into the arts began with a solid foundation in musical theater at the University of Michigan School of Music, Theater, and Dance, where he was a founding and original class member of the musical theater program. His commitment to his craft led him to the Juilliard School Drama Division, where he earned his BFA in 1986 as a member of Group 15. Gregory is an esteemed actor with a dynamic career in film, television, and theater. His versatility as an actor is evident in his wide-ranging roles across different mediums. Although he has had numerous roles on television, one of his most notable is as DCPI Garrett Moore on the hit CBS series Blue Bloods, which you can watch Friday nights at 10 p.m. In the realm of film, most recently, his talent shines through in his role as Senate Hearing Chairman Magnuson in Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. The stage, however, remains a significant part of Gregory's career. His performance in Elliot the Musical earned him the 2009 Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Musical, along with the Drama Desk Award and the Outer Critics Circle Award. His upcoming work also includes the feature film directorial debut for Adam Seidel's Original Sound, set to premiere this fall in New York City. We want to thank Gregory for taking the time to volunteer with RAN and to read for us. You can learn more about Gregory in the show notes. Between the Lines episodes are written by guests who prefer to use their written voice instead of their interview voice to share their stories. As a reminder, the views expressed in any blog are the views of the author, and the purpose is to provide a safe place for the author's voice to be heard. Just a quick reminder about Recovery Advocate Network, or RAN. RAN's mission is to support individuals dedicated to their recovery journey, but facing challenges due to insurance loopholes. We are on the verge of funding our first bridge grants, which will provide crucial financial assistance to those in need. Your contribution, no matter how small, can make a significant difference in changing and saving lives. We are grateful to have you as a part of our community, so please consider visiting our website at www.recoveryadvocatenetwork.org and clicking the Donate button today. So, what are we waiting for? Fill up your coffee, sit back, and let's get started.
A Journey Through Dual Addiction and Recovery, written by Joshua Young, read by Gregory Jbara. Attending an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting can be a deeply moving experience, marked by the raw honesty and vulnerability of its participants. These meetings serve as a beacon of hope, not just for those battling alcoholism, but also for individuals grappling with other intertwined addictions. It's within the nondescript walls of community centers or the quiet corners of churches where true stories of despair, resilience, and recovery unfold, echoing the complexities of human struggle and the potent desire for redemption. One evening at an AA meeting, I listened to a story told by someone who, around my age, was battling not just an addiction to alcohol, but also a compulsive sex addiction. His journey was a stark portrayal of how intertwined and complex addictions can be, and how they can devastate every aspect of one's life, personal, professional, and social. He began his story by recounting his childhood, which was marred by the presence of alcoholic parents. It was a chaotic upbringing that normalized excessive drinking and provided no real boundary or understanding of healthy relationships. This environment, he explained, was perhaps the first domino in a long line that eventually toppled into his own struggles with alcohol and sex addiction. His teenage years were over-sexualized, a time when exploration turned into exploitation, blurring the lines of consent and desire. This period laid the groundwork for a pattern of behavior that would follow him into adulthood. Failed relationships were a recurring theme in his life, primarily due to his inability to remain faithful. Cheating was a symptom of a larger issue, a compulsive need for sexual encounters fueled by alcohol, which lowered inhibitions and amplified his desires. His narrative was punctuated by moments of self-awareness, but overshadowed by the relentless cycle of addiction that ensnared him. Sex wasn't just an act of intimacy. It had become a dangerous pursuit, with every encounter more reckless than the last, supplemented by an incessant consumption of pornography and a fixation on certain kinks that dominated his thoughts and actions. The consequences of his addictions began to manifest more visibly in his professional life. He recounted how his job, once a source of pride and stability, was now on the line. His boss, noticing the decline in his performance and reliability, issued an ultimatum: seek help or face termination. In response, he resorted to deceit and deception, a strategy that temporarily masked the severity of his issues from his employer, but did nothing to halt the downward spiral of his life. The turning point came one fateful night, a culmination of drinking and indulgence in his addictions, when he found himself drunk behind the wheel of his car. Eventually, he was pulled over, arrested, and subsequently jailed. It was a stark wake-up call, one that he could not ignore or explain away. The judge's mandate for treatment felt both like a sentence and a lifeline. It was within the confines of a treatment facility, followed by the supportive embrace of Alcoholics Anonymous and therapy sessions, that he began the arduous journey toward recovery. Breaking free from the shackles of his sex addiction proved to be an immense challenge, perhaps even more so than overcoming his alcoholism. The path to recovery was neither linear nor easy, fraught with setbacks and moments of intense struggle. Yet it was through these trials that he discovered the strategies that would eventually help him regain control over his life. One of the key strategies he emphasized was the importance of therapy, specifically cognitive behavioral therapy, which helped him identify and challenge the distorted beliefs and thoughts that fueled his addictive behaviors. Through CBT, he learned coping mechanisms and way to redirect his thoughts and energies into more positive and constructive activities. Another vital component of his recovery was finding and engaging with a support group specifically for sex addiction. This provided him with a sense of community and understanding that was instrumental in his healing process. Sharing experiences and strategies with others who faced similar challenges helped reduce the sense of isolation and shame that often accompanies addiction. Mindfulness and meditation also became crucial tools in his arsenal against addiction. These practices helped him cultivate a greater awareness of his thoughts and actions, enabling him to pause and make more conscious choices rather than succumbing to impulsive desires. Lastly, He highlighted the importance of establishing healthy boundaries in relationships and being transparent about his struggles with potential partners. This openness was not without its risks, but it fostered deeper connections and understanding, and helped avoid situations that could trigger a relapse. His story, while unique in its details, reflected a universal theme of struggle and redemption. The journey to recovery is a deeply personal one, yet it is also a testament to the strength of the human spirit to overcome even the most daunting of obstacles. The support and compassion found within the community of Alcoholics Anonymous and the therapeutic interventions that address the root causes of addiction are pivotal in navigating the path to a healthier, more fulfilling life. Listening to his narrative, I was reminded of the power of sharing our stories. It's not just about unburdening ourselves or seeking absolution. It's about lighting a beacon for others who may find themselves lost in the darkness of addiction, showing them that recovery is possible and hope is real. The courage to speak up, to reach out, and to take each day as a new opportunity for growth and healing is perhaps the most profound message of all.
Thank you for joining us today with your coffee and conversation. We hope you've been encouraged and learned something from today's story. To learn more about today's guest, please check out our show notes for more details. Now it's time to remember to like this episode, subscribe, and turn on your notifications to ensure you do not miss future episodes. Recovery Advocate Network envisions a world where individuals with mental health challenges receive comprehensive and effective treatment without the worry of financial burdens to themselves or their families, all without the stigmas often present in society. We are proud that every individual worked with RAN does so on a 100% volunteer basis. You can support the mission by making a financial donation via PayPal or Venmo, or email donate@recoveryadvocatenetwork.org if you would like to donate items for our next fundraising auction. Please visit our website at www.recoveryadvocatenetwork.org to learn more. Now, stay in the loop about upcoming events, future episodes, and more by following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, TikTok, LinkedIn, and all major podcast platforms. As a reminder, the experiences and advice expressed in this episode are the host and guest's own personal stories and do not represent the opinions of any organization mentioned. RAN is passionate about opening the doors for all voices and experiences, not just those expressed in any particular podcast. If you want to share your experiences or expertise, we encourage you to be a future guest by emailing us at podcast@recoveryadvocatenetwork.org or submit a blog by emailing blog@recoveryadvocatenetwork.org. We also encourage you to comment on the episode so that we can continue to provide content that is most beneficial to the community. How do you do that? Visit our website at www.recoveryadvocatenetwork.org, and in the top right corner, click that comment button and comment. So listeners, what do you need to do? Pause what you're doing, subscribe, follow us. Please give us a like and a 5-star rating, write some meaningful comments, and most importantly, share these episodes with your friends. You never know whose heart you will touch, so please be a part of a reason someone has new hope today. If this episode was triggering to you, we encourage you to contact your support system, therapist, national and community support groups, the Global Crisis Text Line by texting 741-741, and or if in the U.S., dialing 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you're in the U.S. and need additional resources such as shelter, support group resources, transportation, food, and or a safe, confidential path out of physical or emotional domestic abuse, please call 211 or visit www.211info.org for assistance. Now, we know you are very busy, and we are grateful that you said yes to sharing time with us today. If you stuck to our 3 C's of engagement and listened to the full episode, then visit the podcast section of our website and leave the comment about the podcast, and you'll be entered to win an autographed copy of one of the books from one of our book club series, as well as a coffee and conversation coffee mug. So thanks again. Until next time, back to your coffee.